Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Studio Rumble match. Tonight, we've got another third final awesome game between Sly Noon and Rigger Police, and this time we're going to be playing on Hollywood. So, for those of you just tuning in, Studio Rumble is a pretty cool organization. It's run by a bunch of volunteers who are trying to bring some more camaraderie in the game development industry. So, we've got a couple of teams coming from various parts of the industry. Sly Noon is coming to us from Sucker Punch, and they will be attacking the first round. And then on the defensive side of this, we have the Ringer Police, which is the solo queue for this. So individuals who are just hoping to group up, play some games. We are still waiting for a few more people in the solo queue to show up before we start into the game. So, Hollywood. It's an attack defense asymmetric map, and it's split into effectively two parts across 3 control points. So you've got the first actual capture point where the offense is going to have to push in. You know, they got the main gate, the security office are the two ways that you can push in, and the defense has a lot of different points that they can set up at. There's a lot of good places for Torbjorn turrets, whether it's up on the second floor or in the nook next to the security office. There's lots of good places for Widows to set up, from being up forward on the terrace to being back by the elevator. And there's a lot of play that can happen around that second point from both sides. You have those limited places that you can push in from, but once you're in, there's a lot of different small nooks and crannies that you can move around, because you can go straight through the alley on the left into the back. You can take the stairs on the left up to the terrace and then either jump down or go down the stairs. You know, if you have a ferry, you can jump up over where the security office is, rain justice from above. So you have all of these different kind of routes that you can play around with. Whereas from the defense, you still have a lot of options, because you have these various angles that you can play from that will work with different things. Like, you can set up on the terrace, but that's really pushed far forward. If you get cut off, you know, you're gonna get cut out from the team. It's more aggressive kind of play, but from there you can do a lot of damage. You know, it's really good for characters like Junkrat, like Farah, who like to be shooting from above on the defense, and both of those characters work incredibly well on this point. Being able to, you know, just in control points in general, because they have that AoE damage, they have that consistent threat, they're able to break teams that are grouped together, which is a common thing that we will see on control points, because the defense is trying to prevent that getting in. They'll usually be spread out a little bit more, but then the offense, you know, they're going to be trying to group in, push in as one, as together, usually with 1 or 2 flankers off to the side, separate from that group. So we will see how each of these will be doing things. So then another composition is, we've seen a lot of different variations with the number of tanks. A lot of the common tanks that we see a lot of is Winston, you know, being that disruption tank. Works really well for bouncing in onto the point, and then especially well when it's onto the payload. Dealing with flankers, breaking up the back line. Next one, it's really fun, is Reinhardt. Works well. You see a lot of especially in control points. Especially on the offense, because it works well for getting in behind, or getting in onto the cart, getting that solid rectangle, that force that you can have the rest of your team sitting behind you, launching damage from afar safely. And then, you know, once you get your shield broken, charge in, launch your fireballs. It's good shit. Another common tank that we tend to see a lot of, and one of my personal favorites, is Zarya, if nothing else, because damn is she ripped. And the fact that she can bench that much, it's really nice for me as a female in gaming to see that kind of really super powerful, strong, beefed up woman in the game. makes me happy. But from a gameplay perspective, she works, I think, really well on the defensive side of things. Because she can launch the shields onto her allies, especially as the offense is pushing through, being able to shield a Mercy on defense does a lot of work because it can bring the rest of your team back up. And one of the big things with those shields is as long as you have one hit point on those shields remaining, the special shields will block the whole hit. So if you get that shield up just in time as Junkrat's sending his Riptire into the team, blowing everybody to bits, but wait, there's a shield on Mercy, shield on yourself, you guys are still up, and then you're good to go. So those are, I think, some of the biggest tanks we see about. Oh, I forgot about Roadhog. Roadhog works also really well. Good for that control. Good for pulling someone into the team, getting that focused fire. Big health pool, big heals. It works out really well. D.Va, unfortunately, not seeing a whole lot of competitive play right now. Her damage is a little bit on the low side. Her armor works out really well. But she doesn't have the threat. Her ultimate is very easy to predict. I'd love to see a little bit more love. Unfortunately, she is a little bit nerfed and needs to be buffed. Even though, and of course, it's because she shouts it every time. Nerf this, nerf this, nerf this. Oh, devs listened. Anyways, so we are currently sitting in the lobby, and you're stuck listening to my rambling because we're waiting for one more person. Apparently someone decided it would be a great idea before we had a Studio Rumble match to go and play a new competitive game. As some of you know, it did just come out today. Been having a blast myself, currently 2-1. Would be playing a lot more, but keep getting asked to shoutcast all these fun games. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but the competitive's a lot of fun too. Overwatch just in general, really great game. Really happy with the way that this has turned out. Really happy with the show up we've gotten here for Studio Rumble. We've got a lot of great teams, a lot of fun competitions, a lot of friendly rivalry coming out from everybody. And even with these solo queue teams, not necessarily all from one company, but still it's gamers and game developers coming together to have a good time. It's awesome. Love it. So other fun composition stuff that we tend to see a lot of is Soldier 76. Tends to be one of the staples in most of these games. Part of the reason for that is has decent damage throughput. He has a lot of that skill capability because his shots are aim-based. He's able to shoot up directly onto people. And as someone who plays Soldier 76, you can do a lot of damage if you're particularly good at him. I'm not good at him. I can't aim for shit. That's why I love playing stuff like Junkrat and Pharah. But you can, one of the cool things I did learn recently is with Soldier 76 is you can shoot 4 rounds without taking any aiming hit. So you can shoot, release your mouse, click down again. You haven't taken an aiming hit, and then you can start up firing again and have near perfect accuracy. Takes a lot of work, takes a lot of skill, but if you can do it, you can keep that constant stream of damage, which does a lot, and otherwise you'd be losing a lot from the spread. Then, of course, there's a lot more to his kit because you got the rockets. They do a fair amount of damage, longer on the cooldown time. But if you're able to combo those together, especially if you're hiding behind, Reinhardt shield, you got a lot of that consistent threat. And then when back out, drop the biotic field. Works almost like a second support. So, of course, it can't keep it up all the time, but you can do a fair amount of damage, fair amount of healing. Works well with the team. Being able to both provide that offensive medium to long range threat and then heal up afterwards. Of course, he is a little bit low on the HP side, so characters like Widowmaker, like Hanzo, those snipers sitting in the back line can get those headshots down, take him out. But of course, then it's still a lot of skill involved with that. And Soldier himself, on the taller side of characters, but still that hitbox, that frame, pretty low. It's not like the tanks where they're these massive heaping targets that just get ripped to shreds by shotgun weaponry, which is another one of those reasons why Roadhog works really well, is because he does have that shotgun-based weaponry. Plus the hook. I mean, the hook just, especially in maps with environmental kill places, like it can be absolutely amazing to watch a good Roadhog just grab people, yank them right over a pit, drop them into oblivion, and, you know, of course, play of the games, they like to prioritize those environmental kills. So that's one thing to take note of, is if you're ever seeking out that play of the game, playing on a character like Pharah or Roadhog or Junkrat or Lucio, aim for those environmental kills, especially just after you get something. You get a little bit of a better chance to get up into it. Plus, you know, let's be honest, they're pretty freaking hilarious when it's just like you see someone, they're just walking along and then all of a sudden bounce, boing, into the pit, and dead. So we are still waiting for that slacker who is stuck in the Temple of Anubis. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Hopefully they'll be able to finish out their defense or finish out their attack, whatever they're doing over there. Anubis being another fun map that we are unfortunately not going to be playing in the preseason. So the format for the Studio Rumble is to have a 7-week preseason. We're currently halfway through in week 4 on Hollywood. Once this is done, we're going to be going into some sort of elimination match for the tryhard division, as teams are going to be battling it out to assert their dominance over everybody else, see who is the best. Whereas in the dirty casual division, they're just playing for fun. They don't need to know who's best. They're going to be doing a continuation of the round robin tournament. So remaining maps that we do have coming up in future weeks, so I hope you'll tune in for those. But so this week we have Hollywood. This is the first night that we're casting some of that. This will probably be continuing through Sunday. Next week we have Hanamura. Following that will be Dorado. And then finally Route 66 to end out the preseason. So got a lot of interesting maps coming up. Good variety. Hollywood being the one hybrid map that we will be playing on. You know, it mixes up that attack defense of those capture points with the payload. So both of those mechanics you got to be able to track, able to know how to push onto a statically defended point, be able to defend a statically defended point, as well as be good at dealing with that constantly shifting line of scrimmage. Because as the defense, you know, you can't just set up, like rush straight to the cart, try and push them off. Got to set up a little bit further back. It's one of the interesting things with good map design for those kinds of maps, is making it so that as each side you have different kinds of attack routes that don't always necessarily work for the other team. You know, for example, in Hollywood, as defenders, you're not going to be trying to jump up over that gate or over the side, but as offense, you have those options. And even that gate around the back, it's like, sure, you could be spending time to defend that, but that's not the primary way in. That's going to be a route that's primarily used by the offense. And then similar as, of course, you're moving in, and that line of scrimmage is constantly changing. Those lifts that'll get you up onto the rooftops or onto some of those second floors will be different for how each of the teams is going to be approaching it. And as defense, it's trying to find where you can set up so that you'll be able to use that terrain that you'll be running from your own spawn to your advantage, to get up into higher positions, to get into positions of fortification, to be able to stop a defense, as opposed to just running in one at a time, getting slaughtered, because that cart provides another unique aspect where it's going to be constantly rocking the heels to the offense. They're constantly getting their health restored, and that makes it really difficult to push it off. Of course, then, if you do ever throw them off a push and cart, then that means you can move your line of scrimmage forward, set up on the cart. You know, it's a common thing that we'll see a lot of, like at the last point of Numbani. You know, there's that long straightaway that the offense has to push in. Oh, looks like I don't need to ramble anymore. We've finally got our last person. We're loading in. Welcome to Hollywood.
Prepare to attack.
So on the offense for this one, I believe is going to be Sly Noon. And for there we have Turfing as Reinhardt, Immorin rocking the Genji, Steaknage as Winston, Eska as Zenyatta, Fall as Hanzo, and Death Cuddles as Widowmaker. On the defense, we've got Ringer Police with Suit Base as Reinhardt. Nope, still going nope, I'm not sure what I want to do. Psy on the Symmetra, Technic on Zarya, Defox on Mercy, and Nisasa on Soldier 76. Looks like Nope is going for that Torbjorn, trying to do some heavy work, heavy lifting.
My ultimate is charging.
So we've got about 40 seconds for the defense to set up. We'll see what kind of defenses they're going to be putting into place. They do have a static defense style team. You know, both Symmetra and Torbjorn working really well for getting defenses set up into place. The armor and the shield synergizing really well, provides a lot of that extra health. I'm really happy that we see that we have the Mercy and Soldier to provide that healing. So there's going to be a lot of tank on the defense that the offense is going to have to break through. You know, you've got Symmetra, Torbjorn providing the armor and shields, Defox and Nisasa providing some of the healing, and then Technique and Suit Base being some of these big tanks. So we've got the gate open, Fall trying to push in, turret's pretty far forward, gets taken out. So it doesn't do a whole lot, but you know, as Torbjorn you can drop a turret, and as you can see he's just beating that up through the wall. That'll be up in time for the rest of the battle to continue out. So good pushback. Defense is often for a little bit of an offensive position, trying to go for that skirmish to buy as much time as possible before falling back into fortifications. Zarya going in a little bit deep onto the Winston. Winston deciding, I don't want to deal with that, even though he was still pretty high up on the health.
My ultimate is charged.
You know, Winston not having a huge amount of damage. Oh, Reinhardt gets pulled in. Shotgun down by Suit Base, and Technique continued to duel around from the side. And a minute into the game, and defense is managing to hold at the gateway fairly successfully. Normally you'll see a lot of teams fall back after there because this is a very difficult to defend position, because while you are stuck in this one area, there's a lot of room that can be tacked around out from the side. A lot of fighting. Psy brought back up by the ult. Now Mercy on the offense, following in suit. Fall launching missiles into the office. Lucio rocking the ultimate on the offense. They're trying to push out, but a defensive ultimate from Suit Base pushes everybody out, disrupts the team a little bit. Imran taken out, but that's not going to stop the offense. They're trying to push in. Turfing going in all on his own, gets smacked around. Suit Base shooting him in, shooting him down, and the rest of the defense trying to push the rest of them out through the security office. Suit Base trying to do a lot of work, getting a cook. Oh no, just barely misses onto the Mercy. Just out of range, more like, is what it looked like. So both teams starting to regroup. Fall going in pretty forward, launching rockets into the security office, not finding everyone as defense is also lobbing into there. Turfing pushing forward, shield's almost down. The shockwave lobs it in, but Zarya launches the ultimate, grabs three. Fall follows up. We've got some deaths. Mercy bringing back one. Defense is starting to hold. Nisasa doing a lot of damage off to the side. Psy taking out the Mercy. Good Mercy ults on both teams, bringing some people back up, keeping the skirmish going. But it looks like the
Heroes never die.
offense is getting slowly shoved back out. Slyfox not able to get anything to really stick there. They're finding themselves back ahead behind the sides. Fall continuing to launch damage. Death Cuddles into the middle of the team. Launches the ultimate. Gets shoved back by the Roadhog. And Zarya shielding out her ally. Means Death Cuddles not going to get too much kills in the beginning. Does manage to get Suit Base after the fight. And Suit Base going in pretty deep. Trying to shoot out off to the side. The Fox, oh man. Yeah, that always feels bad when it's Mercy getting the kill on you. Zarya ulting yet again, grabbing 3 of the offense. The Fox bringing back Sai. We've got Fall ulting in onto the point, getting 3, getting taken down, shot out of the sky. A lot of this fighting still continuing. It's a bloodbath out here. 5 down, 6 down on the defense. That means this point's going to be starting to tick up, and it is a long walk out. I don't think Sai has a teleporter that's been prepared, so they're going to have to walk, and they are not going to make it in time. We are going to be switching over to the second phase of this map. Nope's trying to get there, bouncing up into the air, but gets kicking down. Fall going in, off to the side, starting to get some damage down. Making the way for this cart, but no, Reinhardt's putting just, no, there they go, follow him back. Yeah, you don't want to get too far ahead of the cart. Thank you for the feedback there, Christian. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So we've got the cart starting to push in. Got a good group using the Reinhardt and the Winston. So one of the things I really like about that combination there is you can alternate the shields, especially when you're on the point. Your Reinhardt, you can have the shields up. As soon as those get down, Winston can pop them. But on the other side, you have Winston who can then dive in, be that shield for flankers. Death Cuddle trying to go in, tries to ult, gets hooked out, gets stopped, gets shot down. Tries for a good play of the game, doesn't quite get it, and Soup Base and the rest of Ringer Police trying to push in, shoving the rest of Sly Noon off from the point. Death Cuddle's trying to go in, gets the Orb of Discord. That extra damage means he's not going to be able to stay alive. Technique starting to push up, launching a lot of damage up, so there's the use of that double shield. One thing to be aware of is with that Reinhardt shield, you do not regenerate while it is up. You have to take it down if you want to get that regen. It takes a few seconds before it starts taking back up to that full 2,000. Coming down the mid lane, we've got the Reinhardt and the Lucio going in front, but they are on their own, separated out. Nope! Trying to get a ultimate into place. Tactical Visor popped out by Nisasa. And they managed to push off, kill 3. And shove off Sly Noon from the cart. 2 minutes are remaining. So we'll need to see how well they can regroup. Ringer Police are a little bit shifted out to the side. That looks like the mic went down a little bit too low. Hopefully this will be a little bit better. Sorry, trying to get set up with some new hardware stuff, trying to make sure I can get everything just right. Do appreciate the feedback, by the way. Part of why I'm doing this is for the learning, so always appreciate that. Oh, Fall tries to go for the ultimate, gets noped out of the sky. And both teams getting really close together. Death Cuddle's going in for the ultimate, gets one. Doesn't find any more though. Is trying to go out for the side, on the side, gets the shot, gets the kill. Death Cuddle's getting a lot of damage down, but then, oh, gets the stun by Soup Base, and Roadhog pull from that short range means there's a lot of damage coming in. Damage from the hook, damage from the shotgun, and the quick melee that you can use to follow it up. But this is letting Sly Noon get back onto the cart. We've got Reinhardt, Soldier, and Lucio. Oh, but Soup Base coming in from the side, gets a good hook onto Imran, but they're able to bounce it around. Rest of the team skirmishing around the back line while Roadhog goes just a little bit in too deep. Gets taken out, and good fights coming out. Nope, launching the ultimate from down low, but the rest of the enemy team's able to get off to the side, shooting out from behind. Good Zarya ultimate, catches the reload, but still able to get one, get two, going for the Reaper, takes him out with the help of Zarya again. Beautiful ultimate, beautiful team play. And they're shoved off the clock, so we are looking at one single last push for Sly Noon, see if they can keep their hopes alive of taking this match. They're starting to move in, 15 seconds. They're going to have to get up onto the coast. Imran popping the speed boost, trying to get that cart tapped. There's 10 seconds remaining. Unless someone taps it there, the game is going to be over. Imran tries to go for it, misses it, turfing, running in, gets onto the cart. We're going to have a little bit of overtime, but he is in so deep, gets killed out. The rest of the team just couldn't follow. They got killed en route. So we do go to overtime. This time it is over for good.
was ready.
And Ringer Police do hold out. Losing just the first point, not letting it go to the second. And Death Cuddles, congratulations. I know you were wanting to get something, but you do get play of the game this time. In this, one of these last skirmishes. Good ult means there's a lot of damage coming out. Follow up into, gets some good damage onto the Zarya, gets taken out by a friend, following up with the kill onto Sai. Always feel good when you get that Zenyatta kill, even with the Orb of Discord on you.
Epic.
Unfortunately, Zenyatta's still a little bit on the weak side. Still not seeing... I mean, we saw him today, but definitely could use a little more love. That low HP means he gets dropped pretty quickly. But enough about that. We got to move on to the second half of this map, where now Sly Noon is going to have to defend against Ringer Police. So Sly Noon was able to capture the first point. So in order to get a victory here, Sly Noon would have to hold at the first point, not let anything get captured. Both defenses win. It goes 2-1 to whoever can make it the farthest. Of course, if that first point is captured, then it'll be a tie if they can't make it to the second. If Ringer Police can make it to the second, they'll take the match in a 2-1. But if they can get it to all three, it'll be a 2-0 for them. So let's look at teams. Everybody's starting to figure out what they want to play. Looks like the offense is all decided up, so we'll go through them first. Nope, rocking the Pharah. Musis is still sticking with the Soldier 76. Sai switching over to Lucio. Technique still enjoying the Zarya. Defox on Mercy. And Soup Base still rocking the Roadhog. A lot of similarities there. So you can watch them run mayhem and destruction in this lobby beforehand. You know, it's a time-honored tradition for, you know, like 3 months now, or however long it's been since the beta started, of as the offense to absolutely obliterate your starting area. Anyway, so the defense have figured out what they want to play. We have Tearfang on the Reinhardt, Eska on Junkrat, Seednage as Symmetra, Imoran as Mercy, Death Cuddles switching over to Soldier 76, and Fall on Roadhog. So we will see a little bit less of those defensive positionings like we had with the Torbjorn. We still have the Symmetra, so we'll still see a little bit of those turrets coming up. Looks like they're going for a wider spread on those. Ringer Police starting to push up through the cart. Technique and the tank. Oh no, both tanks getting taken out pretty quickly. Gotten a little bit too far ahead of their team, too far ahead of their heals. So heals work really well when you have to deal with poke, but you know, you get someone who's too far out of the head of the team, someone who can be focused down, they tend to get killed pretty quickly. But the rest of the offense, not letting that dishearten them. They're continuing to push through. We've got Noped shooting in onto the side. And we've got some fire raining down from above. You know, Pharah working really well when she can get that height advantage. This map particularly good at that. Symmetric Hurts didn't take down 1, 2, 3. Got a fire in the hole from the defense, from Eska. It's going out towards the front. Gets detonated early though, doesn't get anyone. Fortunately it had to because that health was starting to drop pretty quickly. Got a good skirmish breaking out onto the fight. Defense managing to regroup off to the side, but nope, coming in from the side, takes down the Roadhog. Lots of damage coming out from the side. Nope, get with the damage boost, gets a triple kill as we've got 3 down on the defense. The Mercy is still up, doesn't have the ultimate yet though. It's slowly charging up, but it's not going to be up in time and does get taken down. The rest of the defense is spawning back. That's 3 of them that are going to have to be walking back, and until then, Turfling and Fall doing their best to hold the point. Genji as Soup Base bouncing around, trying to get a little bit of harassment down. We've got the ultimate popped. He's going in, trying to get some kills. Gets 1. Looking for the 2. Gets the 2nd. Zarya ultimate's preventing them from moving on. This is going to be the first tick moving up. A lot of damage then continuing to fall down onto the Zarya ult. And the timer is ticking up. We've got about 3 minutes, which is going to bounce up to 6 remaining. And already, we've got Genji and Lucio playing the harassment on the side. So they're looking to see what they can get in. Genji, of course, being Nice and mean. Trying to get a little bit of that shotgun effect down onto Reinhardt, or Junkrat. Goes in, pops the ultimate, gets fall, gets one, gets two, gets death cuddles. Going in deep, going for the Mercy. Seeing if she can get him before the kill. Not quite in time though. Oh, Mercy does get taken out with help from the Zarya. And with that offense really far forward, they're making it really difficult for Sly Noon to reset up. So this is one of those things where it's you're not always trying to go up for that line of scrimmage. You're trying to find places where you can set up, and Ringer Police doing a really good job of using the flankers to good effect. Although in this case it's more of just a front line, an advanced vanguard. Well, they get at least, you get 3 on the cart, and it's going to be pushing at maximum speed. That's all you need to worry
Heroes
about.
never die.
The Fox ulting to bring one back up, and this is going to push onto the second point, which means Ringer Police will take the match in at least a 2-1. We'll see if they can secure the 2-0.
My teleport has been
It's always good
destroyed.
to go for those glory points. So Sly Noon trying to take a little bit of a defensive stand on the backside. However, Reinhardt and Roadhog a little bit too far forward. That ultimate to no effect. So one of the things that's Reinhardt ultimate really works well with is, yes, you have a lot of CC with it, but it's not like something like Reaper where it by itself will do a lot of damage. Normally you want to combo it with like a Reaper or a Pharah or someone else who can deal a lot of damage, because that 1 second of them being on the ground does a lot. Technique going in deep, keeping them delayed while that card is continuing to push forward. But Fall trying to push out just a little bit with that ult. Defense trying to regroup out to the side. Far trying to launch a little bit of damage. Genji, though, being really slippery. Bouncing around, gets the kill. Solos out the Pharah. Continuing to bounce around, playing it nice and in the air. Trying to go for that soldier onto the side. Gets him. We got the ultimate coming out. Go for some finishes. Gets death cuddles. That is a very bouncy Genji. And that is going to be the match. The 2-0. Ringer Police will take that. Congratulations on the win. But before we finish this off, noped as Pharah on the offense with play of the game. This is coming in, flanking around from the side, gets the kill onto Fall while ulting at ground level onto the point. Gets 2, gets 3, gets 4, gets 5. And of course they get brought back up. Lots of damage coming out there from that Pharah.
Epic.
Noped. I am not surprised by that. Anyways, thank you for tuning in tonight. This has been a Studio Rumble game on Hollywood. Hope you enjoyed. This is Gabby Rainbow Pie Gibson, signing off.